What's going on, everyone? Steven here from TechMaker. This is building a decentralized chat with aleph.im and Node JS part 21. In this episode, we're going to try to finish adding the ability to approve people. So essentially what should happen is we click on this button, the screen refreshes, the status updates and says that they're approved. I guess eventually we should also have a reject so that we can get rid of people from this list. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just stick with getting people approved to start with and see how that goes. Okay, so let's jump back over into the code here and just refresh our memory about exactly where we were. So basically we have this link that goes nowhere that says approve. So we need to actually set up a route for that. And if we go back over to index.js, what we're going to want to do is set up a route that actually amends the original channel record. And so if we look at wherever we created our channel, where was that? It should be post channels or something. Let me actually just search. There's too many word channels on the page. I think I saw it actually a second ago. Post channels right here. Okay, so if you recall, right here, so we have techmaker.channels. So we're posting there, and you can see that we're putting the approved address, the address of the creator in the approved addresses, and that's how that person is allowed to chat on that channel right now. So what we're going to want to do is create a new action, basically, post channels with an ID in it or something. I guess we could do like technically we should probably do a put for updating. I don't know if in Node, I don't know if it's put or patch. I think it's probably going to be put. In any case, what we're going to do is try to just amend the record. So let's go ahead and just try that and let's see where we can get to. So I'm just going to start kind of roughing in this action based on memory of what it should be, and then maybe we need to I'll have to check a couple of things really quick and see if I'm doing it right. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go ahead and I'm wondering, I don't want this to be, this is gonna be kind of a little hack here. I don't know if I want this to be a form, right? I don't want to have a form. I'm thinking I just want to have a link, which is sort of a little hack. But what we could do is say get channels, and then I guess we could say ID, which would be a hash. How do we do that before when we look up the channels? Now we're doing item hash. So let's stick with that naming. So we'll do item hash and then approve. And actually, let me do this. We'll say channel hash approve, and then we'll need to get the let's just say user hash or something like that. Okay, so basically we're going to pass in something that lets us look up the channel, something that lets us look up the let's actually say address. Right, so that way we're going to look up the channel based on the hash, and then we're going to try to add that user to the list of approved addresses. So let's start by just trying to get this link working on the front end. So what I'm going to do is just console.log the request.params.channel hash like this, and then let's also console.log the request.params.user address, and then back on the front end, what we need to do is let me think for a second on what's in here. So we've got right here we can see the data address is membership data.address is user.address. So I want to grab this membership data. So we're looping through each of these membership records that we're pulling back from Aleph. And we can see their address right here, which is what we want to put at the tail. And then we need to have, do we have the channel in here? So what, I think this is the page we're on. I think basically we've got the room right here. So let me actually make sure that's the page that I'm on. So we got rooms. This should be the room hash if I'm remembering how we did this correctly. So we should be able to actually say in this link down here, that's the wrong page. Let me close that so I don't get confused. So in this link, we should be able to say /channels. Again, I think if we were doing this like in a real app, I would really try to refactor this and get all the naming correct, because we've used rooms and channels and all this kind of stuff interchangeably, and that's not great. So if we hit /, so we print out the room in the URL / user, what was the, okay, so channel hash approve, and then we would want to get the membership data dot address like this. Okay, let me save that. I don't think I've saved this other file yet. Let me see if I can refresh here without having to log back in. Nope. Okay, let me just go make sure I've saved everything, and we'll go Jackson Smith. I forget which user actually created some of this stuff. Okay, so we'll go here to /members, and let me make sure that I actually sent that room variable back, and I didn't. Let me actually go ahead and pass it in here like this. So room, and you can see up here we declared it, but we didn't pass it back to the view. So let me go ahead and see if that works. All right, Jackson Smith again. Okay. And again, we will definitely rework this so that the front end is much faster in the future. Okay, so let me go ahead and click approve and just see what happens. It should just hang on this side, and then on the back side, the back end, we should have these two things logged out. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to hook this up so that it actually does what we want. So again, man, I really want to clean this code up, but I think I'm going to try to wrap this series up, kind of just getting it all here roughly. So anyway, it's kind of tough right now. Where the heck was I? Okay, here we go. So what I want to do is essentially some of the same things I do up here. So I'm going to go ahead and let me copy this whole post channels thing right here, and we're going to, if I can do it without scrolling all the way to the bottom of the world, I'm going to paste it all here, and we're going to rework it. Okay, so first of all, before I mess up, let me go ahead and close this off so that we've at least got it in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is say channel hash is this. And then, excuse me, let's say user address is that. Okay, cool. So we've got the connect ensure login up here. So we should have this request user mnemonics. We've got our API server, network ID, TechMaker chat, all that stuff. I don't want to, what I want to do first is say, I want to actually pull back the channel, because what I'm going to want to do is update the data that's on the channel. And let's see here. So how can we do that? So basically what we need to do, and I'm definitely mixing a lot of ES6 syntax with old school variable syntax up here. whatever. What I'm going to do is say let channel record. Again, this gets into like we have some naming clashes with like what they actually call things in Aleph with channel. Okay, anyway, channel record is going to be await, and then we'll have aleph.post.get posts. And what I'm going to do is say specify the channel, so techmaker.channels, and then we'll give it a hash here, or an object, and then we'll say hashes. I have so many things auto prompting me. And then all I'm going to do is pass in the channel hash. Okay. And let's console out console.log what that is. It's going to be an array of things. And I'm going to comment out all the rest of this because we don't actually want to do any of the rest of this right now. Okay, so channel record, await, aleph, post, get post, techmaker channels, hashes, channel hash, and then we're console logging the channel record. Okay, cool. So sign back in again. And then we'll go to the private channel and then add /members on the end. Okay, and if I click approve, should get some stuff logged out back over here. So, okay, this is I think this is the last thing we're logging probably. So you can see here, yeah, channels, blah, blah, blah. So I have posts array with one object in it. So I have an object, so I need to call dot post. So hold on a sec. Let's see here. I'm going to change this to be let result equals that. And then I'm going to say let channel record equal result dot posts, and then just take the first one. And that should be right because basically we're only passing in one channel hash. That should be unique on the network, so there should only ever be one. Okay, let's console log that channel record again and just make sure we've done that correctly. I know I'm like a little bit tedious with some of this stuff, but I'd rather like kind of take it bit by bit than write a whole bunch of code and then find out it doesn't work. I've learned that the hard way. So we'll approve this and let's scroll all the way to the bottom. Cool. And so now you see here we're just logging out this object, and we have in here our approved addresses in the content. So what I want to do is I want to grab the content off of this, and then I want to add. So what I'm going to do is rebuild the content right here. And I want to add the new address to this list, and then I want to send that to Aleph. That's basically the idea. Okay, so let's look at how do we do that. So first of all, what I want to do is say something like I'm going to kind of follow the format below. Let data equal, and then we'll just grab the channel record dot content like this. And why is that giving me an error here? Expected a comma. Oh, I didn't put in equals. That'll help. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do is say data dot approved addresses equals data dot approved addresses dot push, and then we'll push the what do we call that, user address. Okay, and then let's just console.log data, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all this logging here, and we have more. I don't see any above, so we'll just save that. And this basically, what we're going to do is, so we're just setting up fresh data. So we're going to take the data that's there, we're going to just push this new address to it, and then that should modify that in place. And then now data should have all the previous stuff that was there, because we're going to need to keep that. We don't want to change any of it. We just want to push this one address to it. And then we'll do Jackson Smith. Password is password in my case. And then we'll go to /members here and approve and see what that gets us. Okay, so I've got approved addresses 2. That's not what I want to do. I guess push. You know what? Maybe I don't need to actually set this to equal, because maybe that actually returns the number of addresses in there for some reason. So that did something wrong. Okay, let's try that again. Jackson Smith, password. And approve. Let's see what we get. Okay, cool. So now you can see we've got this. I don't know where this is being logged out, right here. But you can see what we want is here. So now we've got approved addresses with 2 things in it. Okay, so cool. So now we're going to try to amend that on the network. So let's get rid of all the console logs here. Let's go ahead and do this. So what we're going to do is say response equals await aleph post blah blah blah, but instead of TechMaker channels here, what we're going to do is say amend, and then we've got our data is data, and then we've got we don't need the channel. Well, yeah, let's leave the channel, that's fine. What I need to add here now is say ref, and then give it the channel hash. So I made a video on how amends works. So let's do, where is that? It's just up here, channel hash. Okay, so I made a video on how amend works, and I'm working on an article on it right now too. So if you want to go learn more about that, we're actually setting up a new website over at techmaker.studio, so you can check that out over there. I'll put a link in the description once it's all published and everything. But anyway, so let's see what we can do here. So I'm just double checking this. Aleph post submit account.address amend. We're passing in our data, and then we've just got our ref channel hash. Okay, cool. So let's try that, and let's see if we can get all this going. All right, so let's go log back in. And same thing. So clicking this should still not really do anything on the front end. Let's just go make sure it doesn't crash on the back end. And then let's go look at it's already open over here. So here we go. We got our amends coming in, and let's click on this. And you can see here we've got our approved addresses. We have our ref. So let me actually go and see about pulling this thing up. I think I can just swap that out right there. And you can see that we're coming in here. The address that created this is 0x0. I may be trying to update this as the wrong person. No, I think that's right. 0x0 stuff. Okay. So something, maybe, okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's just pull the record back again. So we're going to have to get rid of these lets here. The app crashed. Why is it crashing? Let me comment these out real quick and save it, see if that fixes anything. No, what's going on? So I don't know exactly what happened. I saw something about address was in use, so I just hit Control-C and killed the server, and then npm start to restart it back. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Let me see if this breaks it again, doing it like this, because I literally haven't changed the code other than commenting that stuff out. Okay, so let's log out the channel record. And what I'm suspecting may happen when I click on this thing is if I can click on it, let's see. Let's go look at the view. Well, let's, first of all, let me make sure I just save this. And I had another idea actually. So we've got right here. So we may need to look up the channel. We're going to have to look up the channel on this other page. You know what? Let's just go try this really quick. Let's just go look at it. So Jackson Smith, password, private channel. What's going on over here? Unhandled promise rejection. I don't remember doing anything to that page. Let's see here. Unhandled promise rejection. Index.js 29. Let's come over here and look at this for a second. Okay, that's way up in our settings. That can't be, we haven't changed any of that. Maybe it's further down. All right. I think I'm probably gonna, wait a second, here we go. Cannot read property item content of undefined. Index.js line 238. Okay, so that's in our get room method. Post content result equals await hashes room. Let's console.log the result here. All right. Okay, so probably gonna have to wrap this video up pretty soon. I think we're getting close here, but I may have to like read up on this a little bit offline if we're getting some kind of terrible error. Okay, so I'm getting back basically nothing here. And I'm wondering if basically we have a new, item hash for this channel. That's what I'm wondering since we amended it. That wouldn't make sense to me. I don't know why that would be the case. Let's go back and see if we can click on public. Okay, so public is fine. So we've obviously broken private because of something that we did. So it's possible that I'm getting back a new hash or something for this amended record. So let's see here. How can we do this? All right, I think I'm going to pause the video here and do some research offline because this is going to get kind of complicated. And then I'll pick it up in the next episode and we'll figure out what to do. Because this is already going to be close to 30 minutes. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Sorry to leave this kind of unresolved. I mentioned in the last video I thought this would probably take a few episodes to get it all worked out, and I think it will. Because this is kind of new to me, and I don't know exactly what's going on here. So yeah, let's leave it there, and I'll research it and figure it out and pick up with another video. All right, talk to you next time.